What if everything you thought really mattered? Power, wealth, all that worldly success. What if that was only a tiny fraction, almost insignificant, when it comes to securing your actual well-being?
Yeah, imagine this comparison.
Mm.
Having dominion over 4 huge islands, like immense power, isn't even worth a 16th part of having these 4 profound inner qualities.
That's quite the statement, and that's what we're getting into today, right?
Exactly. We're diving deep into some ancient Buddhist texts, specifically the Samyutta Nikaya. It's a collection of the Buddha's discourses.
Okay.
And our mission, really, in this deep dive, is to pull out the core insights about what it genuinely means to be well-established.
Well-established, meaning secure.
Secure, yes, on a path towards lasting peace, towards freedom from suffering. You want to reveal what the texts say really guarantees a joyful life, and maybe more importantly, how you can actually cultivate these qualities yourself, wherever you are right now.
Okay, let's unpack that. So these texts keep mentioning a really key stage of spiritual progress. It's for someone called a noble disciple. And this person has entered the stream of liberation. They call them a stream enter.
That's the term, yes.
Sotāpattisaṃyuttaṃ.
And what's amazing you're saying is that reaching this stage means you're guaranteed not to fall back into like lower or really unfortunate states of being.
That's the traditional understanding, yes. It's a fundamental level of security. And there are 4 core qualities, the texts say, that mark someone as having definitively entered this stream.
Right. And these aren't just vague ideas, are they?
No, not at all. They're described as very specific, almost like verifiable markers. The first one is unwavering faith in the Buddha.
Okay, faith. That word can sometimes be tricky. People might think of blind belief.
That's a really important point. It's not presented as blind belief here. It's more like a profound, settled confidence in the awakened one.
Confidence in what sense?
Confidence that awakening is real, that it's possible for a human being, and that the Buddha truly found that path to end suffering. It's like trusting the architect's plans because you see the solid foundation. It's confidence in the guide and the goal. Okay, so it's recognizing the reality of enlightenment. How does that connect his teachings then?
It flows right into the second quality, unwavering faith in the Dhamma, the teachings themselves.
So trusting what he taught.
Exactly. Trusting the truth and the effectiveness of it. The Dhamma is described as visible here and now.
Visible here and now, meaning practical, you can see the results.
Precisely. It yields results in your own life. It also invites you to come and see, ihapasiko. It's an invitation to test it, to experience its truth for yourself, like a science experiment almost.
I like that come and see, not believe this because I said so.
Right. It's experiential, not dogmatic.
Okay, so faith in the Buddha, faith in the Dhamma. What's the third?
The third is unwavering faith in the Sangha.
The community?
Yes, but specifically the community of noble disciples, those who are genuinely practicing the path, embodying the teachings. The texts say they've practiced well, uprightly, justly.
So the ones who are really living it.
Exactly. They're described as worthy of offerings, even an unsurpassed field of merit for the world. So this quality is about recognizing the value of that dedicated ethical community, trusting that people are successfully walking this path.
Okay, so trust in the guide, the path, and the fellow travelers who are succeeding.
Yeah.
The fourth one must bring it back to oneself.
It does. The fourth is the possession of noble virtues, sila.
And this isn't just like following rules.
No, it's deeper than that.
No.
These virtues are described as unbroken, untarnished, unblemished, unstained. They're pure, deeply integrated.
Okay.
And crucially, they are liberating. They free the mind. They're praised by the wise. And this is key, conducive to concentration.
So the way you live ethically actually helps your mind become calm and focused.
Directly. It's ethical conduct that purifies the mind and supports that inner stillness.
Yeah.
And the texts are really emphatic here. Anyone possessing these four qualities is a stream enterer. They say definitively, released from hell, released from the animal realm, released from the ghost realm, and so on. Released from misfortune. It signifies a secure upward path.
So these virtues, they're not just about avoiding bad stuff. They actively cultivate this internal state. Are there common ways people misunderstand these noble virtues? Maybe challenges?
Yeah, I think a common trap is seeing them like a checklist. You know, did I do this? Did I not do that? But the emphasis on being unbroken and unstained suggests something much more deeply woven into your character.
I think it becomes second nature.
Exactly. And the challenge is that consistency, making it real so it genuinely does make the mind conducive to concentration. That takes, well, active, mindful work every day, not just ticking boxes.
That makes a lot of sense. So when we're talking about these four, powerful qualities, the big question is, what's the actual payoff? Why does this matter more than, say, being incredibly powerful or wealthy?
And the texts hit this head on. It's that comparison we started with. The acquisition of 4 islands is not worth a 16th part of the acquisition of these 4 qualities.
Not even a 16th part. That's staggering.
It really is. Think about a wheel-turning monarch, the archetype of supreme worldly power in these texts, ruling vast lands, maybe even getting reborn in heaven.
Sounds pretty good.
You'd think so. But according to this view, they are still caught in the cycle of suffering, still subject to birth, death, sorrow.
Wow.
Whereas the noble disciple, someone with these 4 inner qualities, maybe living a very simple life externally, is assured of eventual ultimate liberation. Nibbana.
So it completely flips our usual values of success and security, inner qualities over outer power.
Completely. And Buddha didn't just state this. He gave people a way to check for themselves, didn't he?
Right, that mirror thing.
Exactly, the mirror of Dhamma. We see this when Ananda, his attendant, kept asking about followers who had passed away, monks, nuns, lay people like Seho, Nanda, Sudato. Where were they reborn, Blessed One?
He wanted confirmation.
Understandably. But the Buddha offered this mirror, which is these 4 qualities. He basically said, if you look within yourself and see these 4 qualities reflected clearly,
You can know for yourself.
you can personally declare your own freedom from those lower realms and your certainty on the path. It puts the power of assessment right back into the individual's hands. You don't need someone else to tell you.
That is incredibly empowering. Can you give us a specific story? How did this mirror work in practice?
Oh, one of the most powerful examples is Digava Upasaka, a lay follower, very sick, close to death.
Okay.
The Buddha visited him, confirmed he was in severe pain, and then, even in that state, the Buddha instructed him to focus on cultivating these 4 qualities.
Well, he was dying.
Yes, but Digava responded, even through his pain, that he already possessed them. He had already established them in his heart.
Wow. So what happened then?
This is the amazing part. Because Digava confirmed he had that foundation, the Buddha then taught him higher insights, things about impermanence, non-self, deeper levels of the teaching.
So the 4 qualities were like the prerequisite for the advanced stuff.
You could see it that way. And after Digava passed away shortly after, the Buddha declared him a non-returner, anagami.
And non-returner means?
It's a very advanced stage. It means he would never be reborn in the human world or any lower world again. He'd be reborn spontaneously in a high heavenly realm, a pure abode, and attain final nibbana there without ever coming back.
Because he had destroyed certain deep-seated mental blocks.
Exactly. What they call the 5 lower fetters. Things like clinging to self-identity, doubt, attachment to rites and rituals, sensual desire, and ill will. Digava, by cultivating those 4 initial qualities, had reached a point where these deeper fetters could be overcome, even at the very end.
That story really shows the immediate and profound impact these qualities can have. It wasn't just for monks either, right? Lay people too?
Absolutely. A great example is the master builders, Isiddhata and Puranathapadas.
Master builders, like construction guys.
Essentially, yes. High-level ones, working for royalty. They mentioned how sad they were when the Buddha left town and how joyful when he returned.
Okay.
And they talked about the crowdedness of their household life, dealing with royal duties, managing elephants, horses, even, the text says, beautiful queens.
Sounds pretty busy, maybe a bit stressful.
Definitely sounds like a lot.
Hmm.
They contrasted it with the openness of monastic life. But here's the key part. Despite all these worldly things, they asserted they never harbored ill thoughts. They maintained their inner practice.
Amidst all that chaos.
Right. And the Buddha, after acknowledging the difference between lay and monastic life, confirmed that these builders possessed the 4 qualities of a stream enterer. And he added that they lived with a mind free from stain and stinginess, being charitable, open-handed, delighting in giving.
So they were generous too.
Very generous. It shows how these qualities aren't separate from life. They could be integrated right into a busy, engaged lay existence and expressed through actions like generosity.
That's a really important point. It makes it feel much more accessible.
And we see that accessibility again with the Valudvara Brahmins. These were householders who came to the Buddha with a pretty common desire, actually.
What was that?
They basically said, look, we want to enjoy our worldly pleasures, our families, our lives, and we want to ensure a good rebirth in heaven.
Sort of wanting to have their cake and eat it too?
Kind of. And the Buddha didn't scold them. He taught them something called the self-analogy of Dhamma.
The self-analogy. How
Oh,
does that work?
he prompted them to reflect inwardly. Like, okay, you desire life and happiness, right? Would it be pleasing to you if someone harmed you?
Of course not.
Right. So the Buddha asked, how can you inflict on others what is unpleasing and painful to yourself?
It's basic empathy, putting yourself in the other person's shoes.
Exactly. And that simple reflection became the foundation for them to undertake ethical precepts, not killing, not stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, avoiding harsh speech, slander, idle chatter.
The basic ethical guidelines.
Yes. And then, building on that ethical foundation, the Buddha connected it to the four qualities, the unwavering faith and the noble virtues we've been discussing.
And did they have them?
They affirmed that they did, and the Buddha declared them stream enterers. So it shows a clear pathway, starting with relatable ethics based on empathy, building towards that deeper faith and virtue, leading to that secure state.
That makes the path seem very, well, logical and practical. But there was one case that was maybe a bit more complex. Sarakani.
Ah, yes, Sarakani the Sakyan. That's a fascinating and somewhat controversial one in the text.
What happened?
Sarakani was a lay follower, part of the Buddha's own clan, the Sakyans. He passed away, and the Buddha declared him a stream enterer.
Okay, seems straightforward.
But other Sakyans came to the Buddha and complained. They said, wait a minute, Saratani. He incurred weakness in training. He even drank intoxicants.
So he wasn't exactly a perfect disciple in their eyes?
Not according to them. They basically asked, how could he be a stream enterer? He slipped up.
That's a really challenging question. If someone breaks precepts, how can they have that secure attainment? It seems contradictory.
It does on the surface. And that's why the Buddha's response is so important. He didn't deny that Sarakani might have had lapses.
Oh.
But he firmly stated that because Sarakani had long taken refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, his fundamental connection was strong enough that he could not fall into states of woe. His destiny was secure despite the imperfections.
So the power of taking refuge, if it's deep and sustained, outweighs occasional failings.
That seems to be the message. It highlights the immense power of that core commitment, that sincere faith. The Buddha then went on to explain the different levels of awakening arahants, non-returners, once-returners, stream enterers.
Yeah, it's a whole spectrum.
Exactly. Showing that even if you haven't achieved perfect wisdom or complete liberation like an arahant, that sincere, established faith in the three jewels is itself incredibly powerful. It guarantees freedom from the worst outcomes. It makes the path accessible, even if you're still struggling.
That's actually really comforting. It suggests progress isn't about being flawless, but about the genuineness of your core orientation, your refuge.
Precisely. It's about the underlying trajectory, which refuge helps to set firmly.
Okay, so the Sarakani story underlines the power of refuge. But it also brings up this question. Is just having these qualities like Sarakani's refuge enough? Or is there more to it? Is it static?
It's definitely not static. That's a crucial point the texts make. It's dynamic. There's a discourse, the Nandiya Sutta, where the Buddha explains this to a disciple named Nandiya.
What did he say?
He said, basically, if you possess these four qualities, but then you just get complacent, if you're content with them and don't strive further.
Like, okay, I'm a stream enterer, job done.
Pretty much. If you don't make an effort day and night, maybe seeking solitude, deepening your practice, you become heedless.
Heedless. And what's the result of that?
Stagnation. The text says that joy, rapture, tranquility, happiness, concentration, these deeper states that lead to insight, they just don't arise. The potential isn't realized. It's like having fertile ground, but not planting or watering the seeds.
Okay, so complacency is the enemy of progress here. What's the alternative, the heedful path?
Exactly. Appamada. If you possess the qualities, but are not complacent, if you continue to strive diligently,
Then what happens?
then the text says joy arises. And from that joy comes rapture. Then tranquility settles the body and mind, leading to happiness, which allows for deep concentration. And that is the ground for the manifestation of profound insights.
So diligence unlocks the deeper benefits.
Yes, it shows these qualities are a foundation, but they need active cultivation, continuous effort to bear their full fruit. It's an ongoing journey.
That's a very practical warning against spiritual coasting. Now, to help actually develop these foundational qualities, especially if someone feels they don't quite have them yet, the texts mention another set of factors, right?
Yes, another set of four, often called the factors of stream entry. These are more like the active ingredients, the practices that lead to possessing the first set.
Okay, what are they?
First, association with good people. kalitamitata. Surrounding yourself with wise and virtuous friends or mentors.
Makes sense. You become like those you hang out with.
Second, listening to good Dhamma, sadhamma. Actively hearing and engaging with teachings that lead towards liberation.
So choosing your input wisely.
Third, proper attention, yoniso manasikara. This is crucial. It means applying wise, discerning attention to your experience, looking at things in line with the Dhamma, not just reacting habitually, sometimes called yogic attention.
It's like really investigating your experience clearly.
Exactly. And fourth, practice in accordance with Dhamma, actually living it, putting the teaching into practice in your daily life.
So good company, good teachings, wise attention, and living it out. These are the tools.
These are the active causes, the things you do to cultivate those four qualities of faith and virtue we started with.
And the stream itself, the sota that the stream enterer enters, do the texts define what that actually is?
They do, very explicitly. The stream is the Noble Eightfold Path.
Right view, right intention.
Right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. That's the path. That's the stream you enter.
So it provides a really concrete framework for that practice in accordance with Dhamma.
Precisely. And cultivating these practical factors, association, listening, attention practice along the Eightfold Path doesn't just lead to the security of stream entry. The texts say it leads to developing all kinds of wisdom.
What kind of wisdom?
Great wisdom, extensive wisdom, profound wisdom, quick wisdom, sharp wisdom, wisdom that penetrates. It's the pathway to deeper and deeper understanding. And ultimately, it leads to realizing the higher fruits of the path too, becoming a once-returner, a non-returner, or even a fully liberated arahant. It's a complete system for development.
Okay, so let's try to bring this all together. In this deep dive, we've explored these ancient texts and found, really, two interconnected sets of these stream entry factors. First, there are those foundational qualities. That unwavering faith, that deep confidence in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, plus those integrated noble virtues. And these provide this incredible security, a fortunate future.
Like the state of being a stream enterer, the outcome.
And then there's the second set, which is more about the process, the active ingredients, associating with good people, listening to the right teachings, applying that wise attention, and actually practicing the path, living ethically.
Yeah, the causes that lead to the outcome. And these cultivate the first set and pave the way for, profound wisdom and eventual liberation.
So these aren't just philosophical ideas. They're presented as like precise instructions for how to navigate life, how to face death, and how to find real inner freedom.
Absolutely. And the promise embedded in all this, when you really dive into the source material, it's just immense. It's saying that by cultivating these specific inner qualities, you can achieve a kind of stability, a freedom from fear that, while it just dwarfs any external power or riches you could possibly gain.
It really puts things in perspective. So reflecting on all this, knowing the incredible potential locked within these qualities, maybe the question for you listening is, what specific noble virtue, perhaps just one aspect of ethical conduct or one element of wise attention, might you choose to cultivate a little more intentionally this week? Understanding that even those small, consistent steps can contribute towards securing an immeasurable and truly peaceful future.